What's up, guys? My name's Connor, and we are going to do a video on traveling. Okay, 99.9% of people who are asked what do they want to do in life, all of them say travel. But I don't think any of them really know how. I certainly didn't know how they're going to do that. So today, I'm going to be going over how I did it. And I'm not talking about traveling, a trip to Mexico. I'm talking about sustaining yourself in different countries, throughout the world for an extended period of time. I traveled for, I think it was 2.5 years, was sort of my longest stint. So I'm going to be going over how I did it so that if anybody else wants to take the same approach, it worked for me, it might work for you. And I just remember how lost and stuck I felt before I figured out how to. So I'm hoping it helps or inspires somebody else to sort of take a leap and put themselves out there. So um, how I did it, okay? I first of all remember I graduated college and I was working I was selling internet and cable, and I was doing well at it, but I was depressed. All I wanted to do, all I could think about was traveling. And at this point, I'd been, kind of all throughout Europe. I had taken a few trips with school and stuff like that. So I had the travel bug. I had been bit, and it was really the only thing that I could think about. Um, and I remember sitting at my desk and making sales calls, just hating my life, and just thinking to myself, how is it possible for anybody to travel? What am I meant to do? Am I meant to just save up a bunch of money for 5 years and then quit my job and until I run out of money and then come back home with nothing? It just wasn't feasible. It was either that or I just keep working until I'm 65 and then retire overseas. I just couldn't wrap my head around it, and it was just eating me up. And I don't know, I don't know about seriously depressed, but I just was not happy at all. Um, and so how it happened for me, I had gone to my cousin's wedding, and she mentioned that she had worked in Australia. And as soon as she said that, I made my mind up that I was going to figure out how to pull this off. And it's not complicated, and it's doable. As long as you are willing to take a bit of a risk. Um, so what I did in Australia, okay, and Australia is a great jump off point because everybody speaks English, okay, and really anybody from anywhere in the world can get a working visa. Actually, in America, up until recently, I think we could only get a 1 year visa, whereas people from the UK and Ireland, wherever you're from, most people can get a 2 year visa. Now, I think Americans today can get a 2 year visa. They have to do something called regional work, though, and I'll go over that and tell you what that is. But so what I did is I saved up a couple $1,000. I think it was like 2,500 bucks, maybe max actually. Um, my ticket was like $1,200. It's incredibly expensive to fly over there. But anyway, I had $2,500, and I'm pretty sure most of you are going to go over with more money than I did. I mean, I was broke, um, and and I booked my ticket. Okay, you apply for a working visa. Okay, before you go over there. Okay, which is super easy. You go on. It's you could literally just Google Australian visa. I think it's Aussie.gov. It'll take you to the government page. Make sure it is a government. It should end in .gov. Okay, if it's not, if it's some third party, it's probably some scam artist. Okay, so make sure it's the actual Australian government that you're going through. First of all, the 1 year working visa. Okay, when I went, which was probably 5 years ago, it was I think $450, something like that. Which again, most of you guys, probably have jobs. I'm assuming. Keep your head down for 3 months, and you can save up all the money you need. Okay, just don't go clubbing and shit like that. But anyway, so you go online, you apply for a visa, pay the $450. Okay, as long as you don't have a criminal record, okay, you have like a 90. I don't know what the percentage is, but you're gonna get a visa, okay? And booked my ticket and I flew over there, okay? Now, the key to this, okay, especially for me, was getting a job, okay? Now, I was going in blind, okay? Absolutely blind, really. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple tips to where you can almost certainly get a job, maybe have something waiting for you when you get there. But anyway, I landed in Sydney, and after my flight, everything, I probably had like $900, okay, to my name. So I had a week. Maybe I probably had 2 weeks. Okay, I knew that if I didn't get a job in 2 weeks, I was coming back home. My dream was dead, and I just would have been depressed again. Basically, I would have been super disappointed in myself. So I immediately started applying for jobs, and I got a job as an energy broker in Sydney. Now I've got a bunch of sales experience, so getting that job for me was, it was easier than probably it would be for a lot of other people, I guess, just because I do have some experience there. But one thing that I do want to let you guys know, that if you are, I went over in September, okay, and in Australia it's flip-flop for us Americans. So their summer is our winter. Okay, and when their summer kicks in, right, there are thousands and thousands of people from all over the world getting their working visas and heading off to Australia, right? So in September and October, for a dishwashing job in Sydney, okay, there's going to be 150 applicants. Okay, so my recommendation, and I didn't know this. Again, I had no idea that this was even a thing. But my recommendation off the rip would be to go at the tail end of their winter or during their winter if you're okay with the cold. And if you're from America, anywhere in the Northeast or whatever, yeah, I'm sure you're okay with cold. And it's not even that cold, okay? It's not like it's 4 feet of snow or anything. You guys will be fine. So go there during their winter so that you have a better chance of getting a job. The competition's just not going to be there, okay? So that was the first thing I learned. And so I got a job, and that was that. Now, I had a year in Australia, and I kind of screwed it up. You can get a second-year visa. If you're from anywhere else in the world, you can get a second-year visa by doing regional work anywhere. Now, what regional work is, it's things like, it's basically manual labor, okay? But fruit picking, okay? Dairy farming, things like that. People on farms are outside of the city need help, on their property, okay, and you have them sign off on it, and I forget the exact number, but if you have to do, I think it's 6 to 8 weeks. It might be a little bit more than that, but you have to do a certain amount of regional work, and then you're good for a second year. So you have 2 years. You've bought yourself 2 years in Australia, okay? And at the same time, doing regional work, you'll be making money. So you have a job, and you'll have 2 years in Australia. And what I did, okay, is after I left Sydney, I did dairy farming. I met a Swedish girl, as you do, and I went to a farm in Western Australia. But in terms of, what I would recommend to you, while you're in America, before you go, now most jobs aren't going to, a lot of jobs aren't going to talk to you unless you're already in Australia, okay? But what I would do is I'd go on backpacker websites and sort of look at some try to find an opening for a backpacker position. Picking fruit, I heard, is great. You're basically, you're on a farm, you're picking fruit with a bunch of people from around the world, probably your age. You guys hang out, you party at night, and you just have a great time. And then or dairy farming. Now, I had never been on a farm in my entire life. I had never even seen a cow. I'm from New York, but upstate New York technically, though, so I'd seen a couple cows. But I had never worked on a dairy farm. Anyway, I ended up falling in love with it. And what I realized is that in Sydney, when I was working in Sydney, it was damn near impossible to save money. Sydney's incredibly expensive, and I wasn't traveling to work, obviously, so I knew that I had to find a way that I could to save money, and that was regional work. That's the other good thing about it. Most people will take, will spend a few months on a farm, save up all their pennies, and then and just pocket that. Okay, so if you're looking to travel, and by the way, New Zealand has the same program basically. Okay, I actually got my visa, 1 year working visa to New Zealand for free. I don't know why that was. I'm just glad they didn't charge my card, at the time. But it's the same thing, and it's even less expensive. I think it's like $250. So as an American, this is especially for Americans, because everybody else in the world, you're not going to have a problem getting a second-year visa. I screwed it up, and there was some loophole that I missed, to where my regional work wasn't in a particular area of Australia, so it didn't count toward regional work, so I couldn't get the second-year visa. And so what I did is I got another year visa in New Zealand. Okay, so there's a year in Australia, right? And there's a year in New Zealand. Okay, and those two countries are great jump-off points. Okay, so if you want to travel, okay, what I did is land a regional job. Okay, visa's easy to get. You already got that. Okay, save up a few $1,000. Okay, get out there, and then what you do is you work on one of these farms. Okay, again, fruit picking, dairy farming, which in itself, guys, if you're from America, most people are incredibly sheltered, and I can't tell you how much fun it was to just be on a farm with 5 people from Italy, a lot of Swedish people actually, 4 Swedish people, a guy from Italy, just to be hanging out and working with a bunch of people from around the world. That in itself is a great experience. You're gonna have to work, hard, but it's fun, and you're out there doing it, so it's a great time. But again, Australia and New Zealand are great jump-off points. So as long as You can get the visa, which you can, and you can save up the $2,000-3,000, which you can. Then you can travel. Okay, get a job on a farm. These people a lot of the times are desperate for backpackers, and the pay in Australia is great. I was making like $28 an hour working on this dairy farm. I think I saved up like 10 grand in like 6 months, because you're out there a little bit. You're not going to be going out partying every night. You party sort of on the farm, with everybody on that farm. And from there, you've got your jump off point. So you save up money, and then you've got Asia right above your head. Okay, you've got India. You've got the rest of the world right up above you. Okay, so you're able to save up money, and then once you've saved up enough money, first of all, build a good relationship with the place that you're working at. Okay, and then save up money, and you can go to, what I did is, I worked on the farm for 6 months, saved up like 10 grand, and then I went to Cambodia. Did Cambodia for like 3 months, 2 months. Then I went to Vietnam. I did India, and then actually India was later on. But either way, that's how you do it. Okay, you don't have to save up a bunch of money in America and then go over there, blow it all in three months, and then come back home. The key is working abroad. Okay, and Australia and New Zealand both present a great opportunity to do that, and it's an absolute blast. You meet people from around the world, and I'm mainly talking to Americans because the rest of the world sort of knows about this, and people from the UK. I don't know if anybody from the UK would watch this, especially since this is my first video, but it's commonplace for them to graduate college and take a year off and work abroad, go to Australia and New Zealand. You'll meet the majority. I think I met more people from England and Australia than I did actual Australians. So us Americans are a bit more sheltered just because we're taught to graduate college and get a job. Okay, in my personal opinion, there is nothing on this planet that is more valuable than traveling, broadening your horizons, and learning how to communicate with people from all different walks of life. It's going to translate into everything else in your life, okay? Just in terms of communication. And on top of that, you're taking a chance on yourself, okay? You're jumping into the deep end. And if you can prove to yourself that you can do that, that's a great step in the right direction, and you're taking a chance, and you're gonna have a blast. You guys are gonna love it. But so that's how I did it. That's how you can do it. What I want you guys to do is write questions. Now I don't know. I'm sure there's gonna be a very finite amount of people that actually watch this video, because I'm not some big time YouTuber, but ask me a bunch of questions down below, and I'm just starting this channel, so we're going to be talking about traveling. I want questions. This is almost a plea for help, guys. I need your help, because I need to know what you guys want to know about in terms of traveling and things like that. We're going to be talking about girls on this channel as well, because there's a lot of guys out there right now that they are depressed. They feel alone, and I know how that feels. So I'm gonna kind of be talking about how I sort of got over that, and how you can too. So I want to know what you guys want to know. Comment, like, share. I don't know the whole YouTube algorithm, but help a brother out so we can talk about it. That's the key to traveling right there, guys. Working abroad, and you'll absolutely love it. My Instagram is llamaturd02. I haven't changed it since 8th grade. Okay, you guys can fuck off. All right, I know it's ridiculous. Llama has two L's. LLAMATURD02. It's great when I have to go into like Verizon and they ask me my email address, and just watching them put it together in their head, like this kid's an idiot. But at LlamaTurd02, I've got a bunch of pictures of my travels on there. I probably should have taken more, but you can see, how great of a time, it sort of was. So have a great day, guys. I'll be making more videos like this, but I need ideas. I need your guys' help. So love you guys. Stay positive. Stay cool. And we'll talk to you soon. Love you.